Okay, I am going to share my screen. All right. Everybody see that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So welcome, everybody. This is, like I just said, our first virtual open house that we're doing for the honors program. So this is an opportunity for us to explain the program, some of the benefits that students receive, and to answer any questions that people have. So just to start off, Jen, would you like to kind of go over some of the resources and opportunities that honor students have at Wilkes University?
Sure. As far as Wilkes University honor students go, we have lots of exciting things that each student can get and do. One of them is that we have the Enhancement Grants, and that's an opportunity for you to get funding from the school to go on not field trips, on study abroad, research, internships. It's ways for you to be able to participate and have help to do so. We also have preferential course selection, which means that as an honor student, you get to register for your classes before anybody else in the program does. So they get to register, I believe it's 3 hours before the seniors start registering, because at Wilkes it goes seniors, juniors, sophomores, first years, because that's the order they go, but honors go before everybody, so you get to get into your classes. There are also, sorry, do you have the slide? I don't want to forget anything.
Yep, there's no additional costs for course overload. So normally students are allowed to take up to 18 credits or basically 6 classes more or less. But honor students are allowed to take more if they would like. And normally students, if they do take more than 18 credits, are charged an additional fee, an additional tuition. And honor students do not have to pay that additional fee and tuition. So it's a great way, especially if you're double majoring, to kind of take some extra classes to get ahead so that you can complete both of those majors. Some of the other events that are special kind of opportunities that we have are there are field trips, there are dinners. When there are notable speakers that come to campus, honor students oftentimes have the ability to meet with those speakers either before or after speaking engagement, and have some one-on-one time with some really cool people. And last but not least, you get a special notation on your transcript, special recognition at commencement when you graduate, and a really cool medal that you get to wear for your photographs and whatnot. One of the other kind of cool things about all of this is that you're part of this program, and so you have me and Jen as your kind of assistants and helpers to kind of navigate all of this. I didn't formally introduce myself before. I should have done that. I'm Dr. Kukin. I'm the director of the honors program, and Jen is my associate, and together we kind of run this program and help you navigate all of these different cool opportunities. So I just thought we'd take really quickly, kind of go through and discuss some of the ways that this works. So as Jen mentioned, you'll have opportunities to use some grant money that will be given to you, and then compete for even further grant money for opportunities to further your educational experience. And one of the most significant of these, and one of the most popular that we have, are study abroad opportunities. Now, obviously things are a little bit different this year, but hopefully by the time that you arrive, things will be back to normal, and we will be able to send our students all over the world as we're used to doing. So you can see here, we just have some pictures of some of the different study abroad opportunities that people have taken part in over the last few years, going to places all around the world.
I don't,
some of these,
John, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I think it's not showing us your slides. I know you're going through them, but it's still on the original one. So if you wanted to, yeah, I just wanted to let you know because you have all those great pictures. While you're figuring that out, I wanted to mention that some great field trips that we've done, just for examples, is we've gone to Philadelphia to go see Broadway shows. We've gone to New York City, visited the Statue of Liberty. I believe they went to DC a year before I came here. So we went to Gettysburg and we did a ghost tour and toured the battlefield. So there's lots of really fun opportunities to get off campus and enjoy these trips at the expense of the program. So these are other opportunities that on surface don't seem like much, but are great because you get to go places you might not have ever gone. Even one of our professors last year got to go to New York City for the first time because he joined us on the trip. So it's an amazing opportunity.
All right, let me try this one more time, see if it works
Yeah.
this time. All right, can you see
Yep.
that?
I
All
can.
right. Okay, let's just see if I can change it. Did it change?
Yep, you're good.
All right, okay. So here are our nice pictures that Jen was referencing. Yeah, some of the cool opportunities to travel different places. And as Jen just mentioned, field trips are available. We usually try to do 1 or 2 every semester. Again, this year is a little atypical, but these are some from the last couple of years. As I mentioned earlier, we have really notable speakers that come to campus. Here's a picture with Brian Stevenson, the great civil rights campaigner, and lawyer and activist. And we have last year, Pete Souza, the photographer for the Ronald Reagan administration, the Barack Obama administration, came and spoke. So we just have had some really neat opportunities, and honors students have a chance to have special access to these speakers, which is really cool. And on top of that, we have lots of other events, special dinners where we get together with top administrators from the school and other people, and just a lot of different opportunities like that. So those are some of what we would kind of say like the tangible benefits of the program, and we can discuss those in greater length if anybody has any questions afterwards. But on top of the kind of, you get special grant money and you get special access and you get special opportunities to register for classes and things like that, we have a lot of things that I consider to be kind of intangible benefits as well. One of the kind of key aspects of our honors program is it's not just about academics. It's about building a strong kind of sense of community, both with the broader Wilkes community, but also especially within the honors community. Our honors program is not purely an academic program. It's also focused on things like leadership and service, and basically helping you develop as a person, all with the kind of understanding that these things actually work in sync with each other to kind of prepare you to be a leader in your community, in your workplace, and ideally to kind of help you achieve the career goals that you have, and to thrive as a person. And so beyond the kind of cool stuff that helps you develop your academic experience, we also have a lot of other aspects of the program that are meant to actually kind of enhance that community experience. And so 2 of these things are actually courses. You'll take one at the beginning and one at the end, together with your cohort, and Jen will talk about that in a moment. We also encourage, actually require, if you're going to live on campus, to live in a special honors designated dorm. We have a strong peer mentoring program in which other students will work with you, other advanced honors students will work with you. And we also put a lot of emphasis on leadership development and community service. So why don't we go through that a little bit more in depth. So Jen, can you talk a little bit about the living arrangements?
Absolutely. So first of all, what you're seeing on the screen right now is Waller, and that is where the honors housing is. So honor students live in this house. One side is Waller South and one side is Waller North. The men live on one side, the women on the other. And this house is just fascinating and by itself in the fact that it's connected on the 3rd floor where you can go to either side, but otherwise it's kind of got a lot of twists and turns. I like to call it the Harry Potter house because it's like a maze. I went in there once to take photos and I got lost and couldn't figure out my way out. So I find it very fascinating. And it used to have I know that I'm not even going to hide this because everybody figures it out. there's a locked door that leads to the basement. It used to have a speakeasy in the basement, so it's got quite a fun history to it as well. So it's a really cool building. Honors students live there. You have communal spaces where you can study together. I know that they're putting together a puzzle right now. I heard them talking about it. So there's lots of stuff always happening in that house. And the good thing about Waller is you're there with like-minded students who are in the honors program, who are looking to succeed just like you would be. So Waller's fun, and obviously the whole college experience, it's also students who are there to learn and to succeed and to thrive. So that's a great thing for your first year at Wilkes. And then speaking of the honors community, we talked a little bit about the FYF and the capstone. So FYF is something that every honors or every Wilkes student takes, but for the FYF, did I jump ahead? Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The FYF is a creative writing based class that I teach to honor students, and it's all about learning to get comfortable with leadership, getting in front of that class, because once you've read something that you have written that is kind of personal to yourself, anytime you have to present in a class at Wilkes is going to seem like nothing, because you will be so used to it by the end of this that you won't get nervous. You're not going to be like, oh, I don't like standing in front of people. You're going to be so used to it that we are setting you up to succeed in all of your classes. And then you do it with only honor students, and then you cap it off with the capstone at the end of your honors requirements, where once again you get back with all these people that you started your journey with, who you may have strayed away from a little bit, even though you're still friends, because your majors are different. So it brings you back to that cornerstone of how you began, and you get to spend your last semester with the same people that you began your first semester with. So it's a really fun experience to get to do that.
Yeah, and one of the other ways that people kind of keep in touch and you know, have that kind of sense of community is we have actually some cool communal spaces for honor students specifically. We actually just moved our honor space to a brand new location, purposely designed for us, which is really, really cool. So we have an honors lounge, an honors classroom, and an honors office now. And these spaces are available to all honor students to come do homework in, to just hang out. We've got a coffee machine, all sorts of stuff. And so it's actually been a really fun to watch students utilize this space and kind of just come together. Sometimes a lot of students are doing their classes via Zoom because of the COVID restrictions and whatnot, and they sometimes will come sit on opposite ends of the table and go to the same Zoom class together. So they're sitting 10 feet apart, but they're still kind of together. And so it's been really kind of fun to watch people utilize these different spaces and to kind of have that kind of sense of belonging and having your own environment as honor students. That's kind of separate from the the busy kind of life of the university. Another thing that builds bonds in our community is our peer mentoring program. And Jen, I thought maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah, we have a very strong, thriving peer mentoring program. So what that means is current honor students will sign up to be a peer mentor. And as we accept honor students this year into the program, those peer mentors will reach out to our incoming students, welcome them. Usually they're in the same major or a similar major, depending on whether we have peer mentors in your major. And they will be an additional resource for you in addition to myself and Dr. Kukin. And it's just like having an extra family in your corner. We're here for you. We're here to help and make everything easier. And if you're having issues, we can help you. And a peer mentor is your first step to that, because they're here to tell you about Wilkes, what it's like. You can ask them the questions from a student viewpoint rather than us, like, where do you go for this? Where do you go for that? Where's your favorite place to eat? So if you come visit the campus, you can check it out and kind of get that feel. And they're always going to be in your corner that first year. It doesn't just stop as soon as you come to Wilkes. They're still here for you. They'll help you. And in addition to that, on our website, we have all of their profiles and their emails and their contact information. And they are there for you even now if you want to reach out to any of them and ask them questions. They're the best resource you can have, because they're going to tell you what it's like to be here on campus. And in this photo, you can see some of them having fun with their mentees. This was on a trip that we took to Gettysburg, and it doesn't stop. I know that some peer mentors still talk to their mentees even after they graduated. So it's a great networking resource family. It's like, I know it doesn't seem to go together, but it goes together perfectly in the honors program.
Yeah. And a lot of this stuff kind of works together to promote this atmosphere of leadership and service, because we do a lot of stuff within the honors program, but we also encourage our honors students to get out and to involve themselves in the wider campus community, leading clubs, participating in different things, running for student government and stuff like that. But we also encourage people to involve themselves in different aspects of community service as well. We're very strongly focused on, taking your talents and your skills that you are developing here and using them to better our wider community here in Wilkes-Barre and beyond. And so a lot of the different opportunities that you have through the honors program kind of come together to create that environment in which you can thrive as a leader and you can serve your community. We have lots of opportunities within the honors program, like being a peer mentor or serving. We have a student committee that kind of organizes events for the honors program and things like that. We have all sorts of opportunities there, but we also really strongly encourage people to just, get out there, kind of spread that Wilkes honors program mentality beyond campus, through campus, on the playing field if you're an athlete, in all sorts of different ways. And so what our goal is ultimately is that by the time you graduate, that you will graduate not just equipped with the skill set of your major and of the other classes that you've taken, but that you're equipped with the ability to actually influence people, to kind of lead people, and to be somebody who's going to work to make your community better and to make our society better. That's truly the goal of this program. And we think that all of this actually works together to, basically set you on a path towards success. And so that's really the kind of spirit of the program, some of the benefits of it. We have a lot of different ways for you to keep in touch with us, to kind of see what's going on events wise and things like that. So if you would like, you can give us your email address and we can send out our weekly newsletter called the Honors Buzz. You can check out our website, or otherwise there's also multiple ways to follow us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We post some fun stuff. We don't overpost, so there's not you won't be inundated with stuff if you do end up following us on social media. And you can always reach out to either myself or to Jen if you have specific questions. We're happy to put you into contact with current honors students if you'd like to get a student perspective on things. And we are always happy to host you when possible. And so, when things ease up a little bit and it's easier to travel and to come to places, we're more than happy to kind of set up a tour for you of our honor space and to work with the admissions office to make that work for you. So I guess we'll end our little presentation there. And I guess I'll leave this slide up in case you want to copy any of that stuff down. But we're also happy to answer any questions. And as Jen said, you can either just shout a question out or put it in the chat. And I think to see the chat, I might have to stop sharing my screen. So I'll do that. So